5 on your side at 10 starts now.
After 2 months of dry weather across the region, we received widespread heavy rainfall. So how much does that help the drought and your lawn? I've got that and more in your forecast coming up.
Tonight, a community conversation drawing a crowd in St. Charles County, the response to racist graffiti found in a school restroom. Our top story, 2 cars firing shots, leaves 3 people hurt.
We don't have shootings, especially to this magnitude at all.
The violence that disturbed a South City neighborhood and disrupted traffic. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Tonight, one of those victims is in critical condition. St. Louis police responded to 2 scenes this afternoon on South Compton near a church and school and on I-55 near Gasconade. 5 on your side's Andy Kroll talked to those in the neighborhood shocked by the location and the timing of the gun violence.
Blood needing to be washed off the streets by fire crews as St. Louis Metro police officers combed over South Compton Avenue. A shooting in the middle of a Sunday afternoon had neighbors like Damon Wright sincerely confused.
Surprised. I'm very surprised, and it had to be. I don't even know what it could derive from, but I know that's not normal for this area.
Police saying an exchange of gunfire between people in 2 different cars left 3 people hurt. We counted at least 20 evidence markers on the scene in the aftermath. Neighbors near the Sheridan Street intersection didn't want to go on camera, but say they saw one burgundy car drive off north and a white one drive south after hearing a number of rapid-fire gunshots. Neighbors tell us that they saw a gun on this sidewalk along with a pair of shoes. Now, all of this happening not far from the Catholic Church on Merrimack Street, as their latest Sunday Mass was at 10 a.m. and the shooting happened less than 3 hours later.
The neighborhood is not dangerous like that. We normally don't have this type of violence. We have, like I told you, violence stemming from drug addiction, break-ins, car lootings, things like that. But other than that, we don't have shootings, especially to this magnitude at all.
Investigators say one of the people shot headed to I-55 near Gasconade, causing quite the traffic jam. 2 other victims were driven to the hospital. All of this scaring many parents who tell us their children were sitting near the windows only yards away when it happened. For someone like Wright, who also lives by the nearby South City Academy Compton campus, Sunday serves as a reminder for continued caution.
Definitely have situational awareness. Look around. Let this be, an example to always stay on your toes.
Annie Kroll, 5 on your side.
No arrests have been made. Police still investigating. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 866-371-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. New information tonight about a double shooting in Bevo Mill that left 1 man dead. The victim has been identified as 77-year-old Luke Kimball. St. Louis police say he was found shot to death inside a crashed car on Ridgewood Avenue Thursday night. A 24-year-old man was also shot and taken to the hospital. Investigators are still working to determine how both men were shot. Tonight, a suspected golf cart bandit in St. Louis is facing charges. Police say they arrested 42-year-old Blake Detter while he was driving a stolen golf cart. They also said he was carrying a loaded gun and gadgets used in burglaries. Investigators believe Detter is connected to several golf cart thefts around the Soulard area, and they say they found more firearms in his home, along with cash believed to be from the sale of stolen property. All right, we turn now to the weather impact forecast. A breezy and cool night across St. Louis. It finally feels like fall thanks to yesterday's storms, and meteorologist Lance Blocker says those autumn winds are sticking around a few more days. Lance?
Yeah, some bad hair days ahead for us here across the region. It was windy, it was cool, it was chilly, it was finally like fall, like we've been talking about there after our big rain this weekend. So we're thankful for that. Of course, no rain today, no rain in the forecast either for the next few days. Check out your temperatures right now, low 50s. I'm glad I brought my quarter zip in here tonight because it's going to be a little bit chilly as well. Winds are not too bad at this hour. They were peaking earlier upwards of 15 to 20 miles per hour out of the southwest. And you can see for the most part here, pretty much calm, maybe up to about 5 to 10 mile per hour wind gusts at this time. But the next couple of days, though, the winds pick right back up, upwards of 30 miles per hour for us tomorrow. That's our wind gust speed. Tomorrow morning, temperatures start out in the 40s. We warm back up to the mid 70s. That's going to be the warmest day on the 7-day forecast. We've also got rain back in the picture here, too. We'll go over that more in your forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
Tonight, the city of St. Charles is ensuring residents the drinking water is safe. This after complaints of a change of taste and odor in the water. City officials blame recent maintenance work at the Elm Point water treatment plant. They say it's temporary, adding everything still meets all state and federal water quality standards. In just a few hours, jury selection will get underway in the murder trial of Sean Grayson. He's the former Sangamon County deputy charged in the murder of Sonia Massey. She was shot and killed in July 2024 after calling police to her Springfield home. Grayson has pled not guilty to all charges. The trial has been moved an hour away to Peoria.
Picking the jury is critically important in this type of case. Ideally, that's a jury that is a blank slate. Given the nature of this case and the nationwide publicity it's gotten, you're not going to find a jury that knows nothing about this case.
Legal experts expect the trial to last 2 weeks. Tomorrow, we're expected to hear about the next steps for St. Louis Public Schools. The district fired Superintendent Dr. Millicent Borachade on Friday. Interim Superintendent Dr. Myra Berry will hold a news conference to talk about the transition and the search for a new permanent leader. We will stream it live on the 5+ streaming app beginning at 2 p.m. You can watch that for free on your Roku, Apple Fire, Apple, Samsung, or LG TV. Just hours ago, a community conversation in St. Charles County in the wake of racist graffiti found in a restroom at Francis Howell High School. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski was there as community members and leaders were able and hoping to turn their talk into action.
In late September, a Francis Howell High School junior found racist and violent graffiti written in dry erase marker in the bathroom. The student's mother talked with 5 on your side last month.
He kind of feels like he's surrounded by that at school anyway, so that's unfortunate too that he has to deal with this all the time.
St. Charles County Police say 25-year-old Tyler Carter, a custodian at the school, admitted to doing it and was charged with a hate crime and property damage. This incident and others led the NAACP and community groups to demand action.
I'm hoping that they are able to hear the stories of these students, their families, and communities, and actually do the work. Do some anti-bias training with their staff, with their teachers. Do more vetting around their hiring process. Offer resources for these children that are experiencing this type of harm that they're having to deal with, and still try to get an education behind it.
At a town hall, the community was able to speak freely about their concerns. St. Charles County NAACP Director Sabrina Looney says a few students in attendance shared just how deep these problems go.
There are people in her class who don't even feel safe coming to school anymore, and said that because of that incident, they don't feel safe to tell their teachers about it. They said that rather than the teachers maybe comforting them, they're telling them that they should just leave it alone or ignore it.
President of the Francis Howell School Board, Stephen Blair, also participated in the discussion.
There's a lot of experiences that I don't know about, and in order for me to do my job, I need to be able to learn and listen as much as possible. And I came here to be able to learn and listen to people who I may not have heard from before.
The NAACP called on the school board to make changes. Are you hoping to make some changes, as we continue with this conversation?
I believe the entire board is interested in making sure that we follow through with our commitments to make sure every student is safe and every student has the best possible scenario for success.
Reporting in St. Charles, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
The St. Charles County NAACP hopes the discussion tonight can shape policy change for the district to make it even a safer environment for all students. Striking Boeing workers in the bi-state are entering their 12th week on the picket line, and tomorrow they'll be back at the bargaining table with the company and a federal mediator for the first time in 3 weeks. The machinists have rejected 3 offers. Last week, the union filed a federal complaint claiming Boeing is not bargaining in good faith. Just hours from now, a ceremonial swearing-in ceremony will be held at the Missouri State Capitol for Attorney General Catherine Hanaway. She's the first woman to hold the office. Governor Mike Keogh appointed Hanaway in August to replace Andrew Bailey, who resigned to become co-deputy director of the FBI. Since taking office last month, she's taken over the effort to oust St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery and filed a lawsuit over a referendum to overturn Missouri's new congressional map.
Winning the fight for his life with the help of Facebook and faith.
It's a gift of life, like just giving him a second chance, like Jesus gave me.
The generous gesture turning 2 strangers into brothers for life.
It's not a lot of people that do things like that for their friends, let alone a stranger.
Today's high temperatures were in the mid-60s. Just how long does the cool weather last, and when does the rain return? I've got your forecast coming up.
Making a Difference is sponsored by Midwest Bank Center.
A Facebook post, a stranger's courage, and a gift that changed everything. In tonight's Making a Difference report, you'll find out what happens when compassion meets crisis.
Tim, hey, good to see you.
You too.
Another doctor's appointment. Another day he almost didn't live to see.
Gout-wise, are you doing okay?
For Tim Heatherly, this is just another Friday. Except 4 years ago, he wasn't sure how many Fridays he had left.
And then just relax here.
He was at the doctor's office when his simple back pain led to a devastating diagnosis.
After the biopsy, they found out that it was chronic kidney disease, which is something that's kind of irreversible.
For right now...
Though just 32 years old, Tim's kidneys were failing. Dialysis became his lifeline. 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, tethered to a machine. His career in the car business, gone. His daily routine, erased.
With dialysis, it's not just that one day that's disrupted, because when you finish, you're very tired, and then the next day you sleep all day, so it disrupts every single day of the week.
Needing a transplant, friends stepped up to donate. One by one, they were rejected. Tim tried not to take it personally.
Kind of feel, disappointed, but at the same time, and I would think, like, man, does the hospital not like me? Like, why are they not picking my people?
Tim was losing hope. And then someone responded to a desperate post from his mom on Facebook.
I mean, it was actually a simple post. It was just, needing a kidney transplant or something. I can't remember the words. I don't have it in front of me. But it was from his mother, because a mother's love is stronger than any bond you can have.
Joe Turner is a 39-year-old DoorDash driver from Cahokia Heights, Tim's hometown. He normally delivers food, not miracles. And the father of 3 avoids doctors the way most people avoid rush hour traffic.
I don't like to go there. Unless I feel like I'm dying, you won't see me there.
But something about that post stopped him cold. Joe says he was guided by his faith, remembering all the times he struggled.
The gift of life, like just giving him a second chance, like Jesus gave me.
The two men met for the first time at Big Daddy's Bar in Soulard.
I had doctor's appointments 2 hours later.
After months of testing, the results were in. Joe was a perfect match, and Tim struggled to understand the generosity.
He's doing something huge for a stranger, which, in this day and age, it's not a lot of people that do things like that for their friends, let alone a stranger.
Last month, the surgery happened. Joe's kidney became Tim's kidney, and it started working like it had been there all along.
Still healing, still, got some post-op pain and things, but I feel healthy, Like I was saying earlier, it's nice to wake up and not have fluid in your lungs, so definitely feel a lot better.
Joe walked out of the hospital the next day, and he hasn't stopped checking on his new friend ever since.
He's messaging me every day, making sure I'm all right. How's the pain? How's this? How's your doctor's appointment go? So it's turned into a friendship.
You never know when it is your last day.
The day we saw him, Joe Turner was wearing his favorite T-shirt, which says, "Kind people are my kind of people." Turns out, it's not just a slogan, it's his mission.
My motto to live by is to care about the people behind you that you may not know, because you don't know what they're going through. You actually inspire me. Like,
2 strangers walked into a bar. One walked out with a new kidney and a brother for life.
I'm always going to be there for you if you need me for anything. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And BJC transplant doctors tell me that a kidney from a living donor is always the best option, often lasting 15 to 20 years. A reminder, if you know someone making a difference for others, let me know by email at mbush@ksdk.com. Thousands hit the pavement this morning in Kirkwood to walk for a cure for type 1 diabetes. Nearly 1.6 million Americans live with the disease. 154 teams took part, raising more than $323,000. All right, meteorologist Lance Blocker joins us now with the weather impact forecast. Lance, we know that we needed rain. We got some rain yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So how about those drought conditions? How much did it help?
Yeah, so definitely helped some drought conditions, even helped our lawns here too. We're going to go over that here in just a moment in detail for your community as well. Let's go ahead and jump over to what we expect for us tomorrow. As you head out the door, grab a jacket if you need it. Temperatures won't warm above the 40s until about 9 a.m., even though it's going to be sunny and it's going to be windy. So it's going to feel even cooler than that mark as we move through the day tomorrow. As we can see, all of that rain we were experiencing on Saturday well off to our east. Temperatures again are in the 40s and 50s at this hour. Clear skies tonight. That's going to help us cool off quickly overnight. Let's look back at that rain across the region. Pretty much everybody got in on at least ½ inch of rain, upwards of 4 and 5 inches of rain in a few locations. You can see the big swaths of the heaviest downpours, the yellows, oranges, and even reds here, denoting rainfall totals 3 to 4 inches, even above that mark here in Marion County. They even got rid of their burn ban because of it too. So some very heavy rainfall. Centralia, 4.72 inches of rain, 4.56 in Trenton. So widespread heavy downpours. So what does that mean for the drought conditions? Overall, it'll help, but it's just 1 day's worth of rain. We got a few more months before we get out of the severe drought status we've been experiencing over the region for the last 2 months. But the soil profile recharges quickly with that type of rainfall. Fescue and bluegrass, some of our cool season grasses, it really helps them out. Might even see some green out of that over the coming weeks before we move into the winter months. The trees love the rainfall too. 2 inches of rain, 2 inches of rain for a mature oak actually translates to somewhere between 200 and 800 gallons of water absorbed by that one tree. A remarkable figure, especially after the last 2 months of very dry weather. What about our agricultural impacts? Great impacts here too. Winter wheat is fueled up now. Pastures and livestock, of course, they experience the most benefit from this. But unfortunately, our fall foliage season is not going to be aided. Still expecting muted colors, even though it's going to feel certainly like fall over the next 5 days. 74 degrees for us tomorrow, mid to upper 60s through Thursday. Then Friday, 64. That's because we've got the chance for some more scattered showers on Friday from an area of low pressure into the region. Let's check out that forecast now in detail over the next 7 days. That's the 1 day we get rain over the next 5 days. Then maybe a few isolated showers lingering into Saturday, but in the meantime, a great week ahead. Just be mindful of the wind the next couple of days too.
All right, Lance, thanks. The bi-state in the midst of a roundabout revolution. Tonight, a crash course on the rules of these circular intersections.
It's time to go on the move. I'm Paul Cook, your traffic guy from Today in St. Louis. The roundabout revolution continues, and Becky Laponic, a viewer from West County, thinks it's time for a little driver safety reminder. She's concerned that drivers still don't know how to use the roundabouts at 109 in Manchester.
She says, I actually drive all the way to the gas station to turn around to avoid the chaos.
Well, Becky, maybe we can help. We drove all 3 roundabouts on 109 in Wildwood exactly 2 years ago when they were first put in.
Another person unsure if I was going to stop.
Now, at that time, drivers were struggling with the best way to enter the roundabout, so we took another drive out there and decided to circle back for some Roundabout 101. A video from the Federal Highway Administration suggests drivers slow down as they approach the roundabout. Look around and be ready to yield. Drivers should always yield to traffic that's already on the roundabout. If the circle has more than one lane, enter it in the lane you want to be in after exiting the roundabout. Don't turn right from the left lane or left from the right lane. Here's some advice from Corporal Dallas Thompson with the Missouri State Highway Patrol.
Pick a lane. If there's multiple lanes going into that roundabout, pick a lane as you're approaching and stay in that lane until it's time for you to make your exit.
Roundabouts may be a bit confusing for drivers, but experts say they reduce accidents by almost 40%. So I hope that helps, Becky. Stay safe out there. Paul Cook, 5 on your side.
A big international send-off today at the Italia America Bocce Ball Club on the Hill. The two teens are headed to France next week to represent St. Louis and the United States in the World Junior Bocce Champions. Cousins Joseph and Ava Della Croce have dedicated hours of practice to reach this level.
You could prep strategies, but I'm not really doing that. I'm just trying to focus on my game.
I'm really focusing on my technique and my precision. Obviously, it's good to have some strategy, which I get while playing. But most of the big strategy moments, I can just turn to my coach for, which is really good.
Today's send-off also served as a fundraiser. Downtown Restaurant Week kicks off tomorrow. All week, participating restaurants and bars will offer limited-time menus and deals, encouraging everyone to explore the flavors of downtown. And we have a full list of the participating restaurants in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. Well, it's a countdown to tip-off the Round Ball Rock reunion, nearly 25 years in the making. The NBA returns to NBC this week for the first time in 24 years. Mark Barger shows us the special display celebrating the Round Ball Rock reunion.
Round Ball Rock is NBC's iconic NBA theme song. And below the network's headquarters in New York, 30 Rocks at 30 Rock decorate Rockefeller Plaza in celebration of the league's return to NBC.
I love the idea of merging, sports with fine arts.
Victor Quinones is one of 30 artists who created one-of-a-kind, oversized round ball rocks, each one adorned with designs representing the city and culture of all 30 NBA teams.
I think all the artists nailed it.
Some different art awaits fans of defending champion Oklahoma City when they open the season Tuesday night on NBC against Houston and former OKC star Kevin Durant.
We are looking forward to it when they drop that banner and Kevin Durant comes back to Oklahoma City to watch the banner drop for the OKC Thunder. He should have stayed.
As that tip-off and a follow-up between the Warriors and Lakers beckon, wannabe NBA stars are taking their shot on 30 Rock's custom LED court. Just a prelude for what's to come.
Give me basketball. I'm in. I'm watching.
Mark Barger, NBC Entertainment.
And you can watch the NBA opening night doubleheader right here on 5 on Your Side. Pre-game coverage begins Tuesday night at 5:30. Tip-off for Game 1 is at 6:30. Game 2 starts at 9 or thereabouts, followed by a late edition of 5 on Your Side at 10. And there you have it, 5 on Your Side at 10, a late edition. We're always streaming on